Welcome to Northwood Blue, with some of the holes being from old pro tournaments and some of them being retired to the blue course. We start with hole 1, par 3, 312 feet. Lot of skinny trees on the right and left side. You're looking to go right through the middle and have something fade off to the right side without it going too far, because if you go too far, you'll be going down a hill that could put you at 45 feet rather than 5 feet. Hole 2, par 3, 198 feet. This is currently Northwood Blue Hole 2. Here you have a couple gaps that you could hit. The one where the drone's flying right now is going to be going on the right cap, and this one is a hole where you want to go straight, something that's going to fade a little bit to the left. Either you're going to want it land to the left or to the right of this tree. It is on an uphill, so if you do go past it, you're still going to be close to the basket. So that would be the play that I recommend. Hole 3, par 3, 219 feet. This is currently Northwood's hole 3. You want something that's going to go straight up this hill. First thing you want to do is hit the middle gap, something that's about 20 feet wide here, but the higher that you get up through this gap, the closer that you get to the green, which is around this area. You could be parked if you hit it just right, or you could hit a tree and be on the side of the hill. Hole 4, par 3, 276 feet. This is the old Northwood Gold, hole 1. This is also Northwood Blue, hole 4. Here we're going to go out the right side. There's also a straight gap that you could hit, but you want something that goes straight and then comes to the left and ends up here, close to the basket. If you are on the left side, it's going to be a lot trickier than if you're on the right side, so your miss is definitely going to be right rather than left. Hole 5, par 4, 419 feet, used at Northwood's Gold, but no longer on the Gold course as it has been transformed into Northwood Black. I like to throw something at the top of this hill, trying to get into this area right here. And you should have a clear look at the basket, allowing you to throw something soft and allowing it to glide all the way down. You can try to throw a flex forehand to get all the way down into this area, but it's a risk reward shot. The creek behind the basket plays as casual. Hole 6, par 3, 321 feet. You have a couple of trees right here at the beginning that can kind of get into your head, but your goal here is to throw something really straight. I think the misplay is to throw something a little too overstable. People want the disc to fade a little bit to the left to get close to the basket, but if you throw something straight and it hits the side of this hill here, it'll skip up right underneath the basket and you should be in good shape. Hole 7, par 3, 240 feet. The drone here is going to fly directly at the basket, and you do have a gap here, but I will say that there is a forehand hyzer line for the right hand player and a backhand hyzer line for the left handed player around the first tree on the left. You do play a little bit of lottery in whether you'll hit some of these trees here, but I think it gives you a better chance to get close to the basket. Hole 8, par 3, 309 feet. This is a straight tunnel shot. There's trees on both the right and the left, and if you are just a little bit off, these trees are very unforgiving and will kick you into the woods. If you hit a tree late, you still could end up with your par, but if you hit a tree early, you're almost guaranteed a bogey. Hole 9, par 3, 354 feet. Here, there are these two trees that you want to get in between, and that's the first thing that you want to accomplish. If you're over on the right side or the left side before these two trees here, you will probably have a bogey or an amazing par save. Even if you get between those two trees, you still have a potentially difficult upshot, but I usually like to aim just for this brim right here of dirt, and once you hit that, you should have a circle one putt. Hole 10, par 3, 261 feet. There is some foliage out here now, but in the winter it's not as bad. The difficulty with this shot is the ceiling. If you throw it too high, it's going to get eaten up by some of these branches and it's going to drop. But you need to throw something that has a little bit of turn or fade to the right, so you can get close to the basket for a circle one putt. Hole 11, par 4, 603 feet. In this case, there are some people that like to throw a roller here. If you feel confident with your roller, this would be the hole to throw it on. There's a lot of branches up, probably 10 feet off the ground, that will get in your way if you try to throw it in the air. Around here is usually a great landing zone. From here, you want to throw something again that has a lot of drive low to the ground. That way you can get under these branches. In my opinion, I think off to the right is better than off to the left. You have a little bit more space and it's easier to approach the green. Hole 12, par 3, 279 feet. Here, I recommend you throw something very straight that'll fade to the right at the end. You're better to be over on the left side and have a look at the basket than be in this evergreen tree we're passing on the right here. When you're in here, unless you're within 15 feet, you're not even going to have a look at a putt. Hole 13, par 3, 276 feet. Here, you want to throw something again that seems like it should be fading to the right fairly quickly, but if you throw it straight off the tee, you'll be passing this tree that we're going under right now and being closer to the tree on the left. And if you have something that goes slightly to the right and not drastically to the right, you could still end up with a birdie putt. Hole 14, par 3, 330 feet. This is a very, very difficult hole to get a birdie on. Here, you're going to want to throw something that misses this tree on the left, misses this tree we're passing on the right, and goes slightly to the right at the end. If you end up in the right before you get around this corner, you could be in some deep trouble. I would prefer to be over on the left side here and go a little bit too far rather than not make the turn. Hole 15, par 4, 444 feet. You can see the basket from the tee. It is a par 4, so getting a 3 on this hole is really good. If you can do this, you are getting strokes and strokes on, folks. My recommendation, what I play, is to try to get in somewhere in this area with a forehand, and then from here, do another forehand to approach towards the basket. That way, you try to take the deep woods out on the right and the left side. Hole 16, par 4, 462 feet. Here, this is a fairly open hole with a hill on the right side. I like to be on the left side of this hill, try to get past it and be on the left. Because if you're on the right side of the hill before cresting the hill, you can't see the basket. So it's always better, in my opinion, to be able to see the basket and have a good approach shot than to be closer and not be able to see it. Hole 17, par 3, 330 feet. This is a very difficult hole as well. Here, you're going to try to split this gap right here, and then we're coming up to another gap that you need to split. There's a creek on the left side that'll bring you down to where you probably won't be able to see the basket. And with it being 330 uphill, it plays more like 350 to 360. And getting anywhere in this open area is a good shot. Final hole, hole 18, par 4, 660 feet. Here, you have shooting down from elevation. Here, you want to be somewhere in this green area to where you could see the basket, but you could be blocked off by these pine trees on the right. From there, you want to go for an approach shot and end up somewhere within circle one or circle two, and when you'll have a putt. If you do go deep into these evergreens, it could be a little bit difficult to save what you need. Thanks for watching. Don't let today get away.